好的，大家早上好，我非常高兴能够来到这里。其实现在已经有1年的时间了，所以说时间过得真的非常的快。我相信大家可能还是会记得去年我们在这里，那去年呢，在我们的这个一场 PV 的关于相关的一个 bifacial 的一个 PV 的会议，更多是关注于这样的一个 bifacial PV。那么在现在呢，我们会更加的在这次会议中关注于 BC 的技术。那么我想欢迎大家来参加2025全球 BC 技术创新峰会。那也非常感谢陈总的准备，让这一切成为可能，也祝贺我们卓越的团队组织了此次活动，我相信它会非常的成功。那么在光伏的历史上，这也标志着一个非凡的里程碑。我也很高兴克里斯蒂安Peter 能够在这里，他上次没有来，他是我的一个好朋友，所以这次呢非常欢迎 Christine 来参加这个活动。所以在过去1年呢，我们有很多来自于政治方面的好的消息，那么同时呢也有很多的一些政客他们会说石油核能正在处于上升的趋势，但我想说这并不是真的。我的意思是说，可能带有储能的光伏发电其实才是真正的有非常迅猛的增长势头呈现指数级增长的，并且这种增长在不断的持续。尽管有一些分析师也表示它将会达到饱和的状态，这种情况在过去40年并未发生，而且我们仍处于一个指数增长的阶段。我非常的确定它也将在未来。我也想向大家展示一些国际太阳能研究中心的数据。那我们对光伏行业的前景非常有信心。大家知道，早在30年前呢，在这个康斯特拉特大学，我们已经开始了相关的研究。那在我们进行相关的一个单晶硅的研究中，我们发现，其实呢，我们双面的这样的单晶硅在很早就开始进行研究，我们也进行了相关的预测。就是我们的一些研究也进一步的预测了 BC 技术的一个发展，这些都是晶硅技术的自然演进，也是我今天要讲到的内容。那么我们也期待说能够迎来 TOPCon 的一个拐点，那么在之后来迎来一个 BC 的时代，就是一个背面连接、背面接触的时代。所以说，首先呢，我先讲一下我们对能源市场的一个看法。那其实我们现在正在处于这条指数型曲线之中，那我会讲一下未来的一些展望。之后呢，我会介绍的内容是我们的 ICC Constance， 也就是国际太阳能研究中心的一些工作，那以及为什么 BC 会是最终的解决方案。那么接下来呢，我们的会议中也会有一些合作伙伴，那么我们是希望能够来跟 ECHO 展开合作，所以说我们也将讨论一些相关的一个合作的内容，以及我们的 BC 它相比较其他技术有哪些更好的优势，有哪些创新的点。那么首先来展望一下过去，来回顾一下过去的历史。我们知道呢，其实在一开始我们是有这样的一个双面的技术，双面的一个背面接触技术。那么大家可以看到呢，我们的一个 IBC 的技术，它的一个效率5%， N 型 BC。那么之后呢，我们要讲到它的一个模组型。那么在模块的一个基础上，它的一个 N 型 BC 的一个效率可以达到25%。那么在2026年，这是我们的一个目标，也就是希望能够，这是我们的一个预测，也就是在这方面，它将会成为第一位来整个赶超其他的一些技术。那么所以说，在2026年将会出现一个重大的变革。那么在2025年之前2050年之前会发生什么呢？我们的整 整体的一个光伏的能源将会达到60%到80%的一个比例。所以说，在我们的国际能源署，也进一步的承认我们的能源转型是势不可挡的。那么，太阳能光伏发电将会推动全球80%的发展，这也是 IEA 在进一步承认的。到2030年，它可再生能源也会实现持续的增长。所以说，这个市场是非常大的。为了在其他国家来进行生产，比如说美国、印度等等，我们需要资金，我们需要机器、人力、动力和材料，这是5大要素：资金、设备、人力、材料等等。那么，但是在欧洲呢，可能现在我们正在寻找，我们可能缺乏一定的资金不足。但是当然呢，我们这里有很多的中国朋友为我们提供非常优质的一些模组，也非常感谢大家给我们的帮助和贡献，来助力我们实现德国的能源转型。那么这是彭博社的一个统计数据，他们其实呢在预测方面可能做的并不是特别好，但是他们很擅长在过去数据的一个统计。那么我们可以看到，他们之前说我们的一个指数形上升的曲线会变得更加的扁平和放缓。那么我觉得说，可能并不一定是如此，但是在过去的一个统计，他们的年度新增装机容量的一个统计来说，大家看到我们的一个装机量光伏已经成为了第一大技术。这张图表是从一直到2023年的一个数据。那如果说2024年之后的报告你要看的话，可能要付费。如果说大家有这个2024年之后的表格的话，也请发给我。那实际上呢，这个图表上的预测是非常容易的，因为2023年的数据已经出现了，我们部署了400吉瓦的一个部署量，到2025年预期将达到700吉瓦，几乎是现在的一个2倍。由此大家可以看到呢，未来的这个线可能会出现一定的重合，黄色的部分会更多更高。那么为什么这样呢？是因为在上个阶段的一个成本已经大幅的降低，实现了这样的一个技术的后期勃发，没有其他技术可以与光伏技术相媲美。如果大家来看一下我们的一个这个储能方面，即便是有储能的情况也是如此，就是光伏正在成为成本最低的一个电力来源。那我们可以去看一下这个橙色的部分，所以说这方面已经是毋庸置疑了。那么之前有人在不断的去游说核能，那么我相信他们的说法已经不再有说服力了。那么在光伏方面呢，我相信呢，跟这个储能电池相结合，这样的话可以给我们带来持续的供能。那么在全球发生了什么样的事情呢？
这是全球范围内的一个情况，我们也来看一下。当然我也是非常喜欢这页图。那在全球来看呢，风和太阳能基本上整体是成本最低的，而且从23年来看，那现在太阳能还是在获胜的。为什么仍然如此呢？因为在太阳能这一块，我们还是有一个比较陡峭的学习曲线，它还是在增长的，而且效率也在不断的优化。那几乎每年
The back contact technology is doing. At the moment, we are talking about 25% efficiency, and we are approaching the practical efficiency limit of 26.5%. But this will take still a couple of years, and until then, photovoltaic with storage will supply the lowest cost electricity source ever, globally. And what technologies are helping with that? Of course, at the beginning, it was aluminum back surface field and PERC. And then there was a switch from PERC to TOPCon in 2023. And now we are on the way to switching from TOPCon to back contact because of the higher efficiencies, because of the lower degradation, and many advantages of back contact technology. So if you look at the exponential growth, there is one graph that can depict it very easily. So I like this graph also very much. You can see actually that every 3 years, the installations are doubling. And this is happening already since 40 years. So this is the exponential curve. And actually in 2010, the installations went even higher up, and I believe this will be also the case because all the world is now hungry for photovoltaics with the combination of storage. So if you look what will happen in the next few years, we are in the year 2025, so 700 gigawatt will be installed, and already in 2027 we will enter 1 terawatt market. And until 2050, a total installation about 80 to 100 terawatt are expected. And that means, translated to total energy production, 60 to 80% of the total energy demand will be covered by photovoltaics. 60 to 80% by photovoltaics only. Of course, as I said, I told you, in the combination with storage and hydrogen production. And who is doing the race? Of course, TOPCon at the moment, but I'm very sure that back contact technology will come, and back contact technology will enter this terawatt market in future. When tandem will come, this is not clear, but to my understanding, tandem will not come on a very high terawatt level, but on a high gigawatt level. So that means back contact technology will drive our energy market in future. Okay, very quickly about ISC Konstanz. We are located at a great area of the Lake of Constance, so please visit us. And if you visit us, fly to Zurich. Zurich is the next airport to Constance. We are about 70 people working on crystalline silicon technology since 20 years. And as I told you, N-type technology is our major topic. And we have been working also on back contact already since 15 years. And so far we have installed 7 gigawatt globally. These are our references. So we have installed also the first back contact technology in China. We have cooperated with Indian customers. So at the moment we are in 2 factories in India and in 1 factory in US. And in US we are actually helping the company Saniva to produce PERC solar cells. So this is the first picture from India, from Adani, where we have transferred in 2018 already the first N-type technology. This is our last transfer at Adani, so we were the first ones to supply Adani with TOPCon technology. As I told you, we also brought the back contact technology to China, to SPIC. So SPIC and the colleagues are also here. We have developed a very low-cost technology with 24%. And what was remarkable at the time, there have been 3 challenges to be solved. One challenge is to develop fast lasers for back contact. So we had a cooperation with DR laser. One big challenge was also the screen printing on IBC solar cells, and we have developed a 3-dimensional screen printing technology with isolation pastes. And also the interconnection of back contact technology is very important. The stringing. So we have also at that time developed the first bifacial IBC technology. And my last slide from our transfers, we are cooperating with the US company Saniva. And it's quite interesting that actually in US you still have a business case with PERC solar cells. And the case is because it's a complete protected market, so they can just produce whatever is cost effective. So if we are looking at the entire world, what is happening until 2027, I told you we are entering a 1 terawatt market. So of course 1 terawatt will come mostly from China. India has the goal to produce about 100 gigawatt until then. US is going for about 60 gigawatt, in Europe maybe 30. But what is interesting is that this will be different technology. So my friend Gianluca is always saying we are living in a multicolor world, and this is the multicolor world. What is happening at the moment in China is that back contact is gaining momentum. In India at the moment is rather TOPCon technologies, but we are already discussing with some customer about back contact. And still in US you have cadmium telluride and you have PERC solar cells. And PERC, as I told you, because it's a protected market, also because of the IP in US, you know, First Solar is holding the patent for TOPCon, and you have a simple process, so you can do very fast processing of PERC cells with a very high yield. So that's why many companies in US are going PERC. So now about N-type technology. If I look every month at the table of the highest efficient modules, I always, since many years, see ICO on the first position. So congratulations for that. Now you are reaching 25%. That is really amazing. So they are in the top 10 module high efficiency list 6 back contact technologies. ICO, Longi, Maxeon, then Suntech coming up. And then we have also Recom and SPIC. So TOPCon can reach up to 23.8%, maybe come close to 24%. But now at ICO, we have already 25%. Here, if you look at the ITR PV roadmap, at the technology forecast, you can see actually that back contact technology will come in the next year to 26% module efficiency, maybe I would say slightly above it. And if you look at the forecast, they are saying back contact technology will gain momentum in the next years. I think it will come much faster than ITR PV roadmap is forecasting, because the Chinese, if they decide to change technology, they go much faster. So what we believe, also what Chairman Chen was saying, and Longi, the switch over will come in 2027, 2028, when the back contact technology will start dominating. So we have had many solar cell eras. We started with aluminum back surface field, then had bifacial PERC era, then TOPCon. This is where we are now, bifacial TOPCon. And in 2027, 2028, there will be a switch to back contact technologies. And the good thing is now that actually every back contact producer is now concentrating on one device with 2 passivating contacts. That was not the case in the past. Now it's more or less the technology is becoming standardized. And then we are also big believers of 3-terminal tandem technology or 4-terminal, because this is also a very easy solution, or let's say the most easiest solution. As I told you, in the past, ICO was working already very, from the beginning on the TOPCon back contact. Longi still was working on the P-type concept. We had also the Zebra technology. But what is happening now within the last 2 years is that all the players are concentrating on one technology with passivating contacts. And this is when a technology is becoming slowly the next big thing, when people are looking at standardized solar cell structure. So last year, we had a very good discussion at the panel, which will follow now with this year panel. And what we discussed there is that back contact technology is going towards semiconductor grade quality, so actually the material has to be very good. Laser technologies are becoming extremely important. Also zero busbar technology is possible even for back contact technology. The bifacial factors can be very high. And there was a promise from ICO actually that this year we will talk about 25% module efficiency, and you can see the modules already out there. So the forecast was right. And there was also a launch after that at the Intersolar in Munich, a launch of the white paper, ICO together with Longi and TÜV Rheinland. And the most interesting graph for me for this white paper was this one, that you can see the advantages actually of the back contact technology, that this has, of course, the highest efficiency potential, very low temperature coefficient, but also that the process is very close to the TopCon technology. So if you are already knowledgeable in the TopCon technology, you can go faster to back contact technology than, for example, to heterojunctions, because actually the production is using the same machinery. So now we are in the global back contact technology summit to accelerate the bifacial technology. And we have also done this graph already a couple of years ago with all the advantages, of course, that ICO is saying. But what other advantages are out there is also remarkable, that, for example, the reverse behavior is also very important. So if the module is shadowed, that you can get hardly any hotspots, so the damage is low, and also, let's say, the shadowing tolerance is much, much higher. And you can go also towards copper metallization, what ICO has also shown with plating, but this can be done also with screen printing. We will hear a talk from UNSW on copper screen printing, and also for the module, you can overlap the solar cells, then going to a very high efficiency, and there will be also talk from Andreas Halm from ISC Konstanz about it. So there are many more advantages that you can actually say in the table, and here you can see some pictures from these advantages, the low temperature coefficient, or let's say the low shading tolerance, or the high shading tolerance. Then the copper screen printing can be done very easily on the backside, because you don't have to go to very shallow fingers, and also the overlap, or some people are talking about negative gap in the module. So this is the future, and I'm also happy that I met also many EPCs, for example, from Albania, where here that are already installing big PV systems already with bifacial IBC modules. So the future will be not only on the roofs, but on utility scale, and it's already happening. So there will be modules with 25% efficiency, high bifacial factor, temperature coefficient at a very low level, low degradation, and maybe we can come really to LCOEs around 1 cent per kilowatt hour in future. So thank you very much for listening, and I wish you all the best with this workshop, and I'm looking forward to the first panel discussion that will be led by Taiyang News. And I would like also to invite you to the back contact workshop in Europe. So if you come to Amsterdam, ICO is also one of the gold sponsors there. So thank you very much also for being sponsor there. So enjoy this workshop and see you later. Thank you.